Subhadra. Anyone who doesn't know who is Jagannath, who is Baldev, and who is Subhadra. Anyway, so I will tell in details in this session. If you don't know it, raise hands. So there is a very famous temple in India. It's one of the four dhams, Char Dham. There are four dhams. Everybody knows. So in all the four directions, east, west, north, south, there are four dhams. So in north, which dham? Out of the four dhams, the dham in north, Badrinath. Badrinath. Generally Badrinath. So where there is Lord Badri Narayan. Badri Narayan Rishi. So that is the Char Dham of north. I mean like north. In south, anybody knows? Rameshwaram. South is Rameshwaram. And in west, Dwarka. Haribo. And in east, it is Puri. So east is the generally four dhams. That is actual four dhams, and also nowadays Char Dham Yatra is famous. So that is the four dhams of north. So Gangotri, Yamnotri, Badrinath, and Kedarnath. But actual four dhams is this, spanning across the India. So one of the very famous and very, I would say, miraculous temple in entire India is the Jagannath Puri temple. So if you have been or you have heard any times the glories of that temple, it is just miraculous. And miracles happen there every single day. Those who don't believe in God, they should just visit that temple once and see for themselves. Who says that God doesn't exist? Because the Lord is performing the pastimes every single day there, every single day. And it's not that you cannot experience, everyone can experience that. So, who is Jagannath, who is Baldev, and who is Subhadra? So, Jagannath is Lord Krishna himself. He is just a different form of Lord. And Baldev is Balaram. And Subhadra is their sister, Subhadra Narayana. So that is the very famous form of Lord Jagannath. And why this form? You see, there are many temples in which we have a very well-formed form of Lord. The Murti, whatever Murti is, that is very well-formed. Correct? But when we see Lord Jagannath, you see the eyes are so big, the hands are inside. And there are no legs which can be seen. So, actually there are many pastimes of it. I don't know how much we'll be able to cover in this short time of half an hour. But first, how this form came about. How the form of Lord Jagannath, Baldev and Subhadra, who is none other than Krishna, Balaram and Subhadra Maharani. So when Lord Krishna, he was in Dwarka. So Lord Krishna was in Vrindavan first. Yes, everybody knows that. Then he left to Mathura. And then he became king in Dwarka. So when he became king, he had many palaces, many queens. But Lord Krishna was always thinking of Vrindavan. He was so much attached to the devotees of Vrindavan that he was physically present in Dwarka but mentally absent. His only thought was about Brajavasis. And his queens, because now the husband is not satisfied, so he was wondering, what is this? What is there in Vrindavan that Lord is not happy here with us? So they wanted to listen to the pastimes of Brajalila and understand that what is there in Vrindavan so special that Lord is always absorbed in thoughts of Braja. So they said that we want to hear about the pastimes of Lord in Vrindavan, but there was only two people who were there in Vrindavan and were there in Dwarka. So one is mother, sorry, actually one. So only there was Mother Rohini, who is the mother of Balram. So only she was there in both. I mean, she only had witnessed all the pastimes because Devaki and Vasudeva were in jail. Nanda Yashoda were in Vrindavan. So only Mata Rohini was the only one person who had witnessed all the pastimes in Vrindavan. So then they decided that we will have an assembly, and in that Mother Rohini will tell all the pastimes of Vrindavan, and all the queens in Vrindavan, I mean like Dwarka, they would hear the Vrindavan pastimes. But there was one problem in this. If if by any chance Lord Krishna and Balram they would hear about those pastimes, they would go mad and they would not be able to bear the separation. So now they devised a plan. The plan was, so suppose in this hall, Mata Rohini and all the queens, they are discussing the pastimes. So they said to Subhadra Maharani, you stand in the door and make sure that Krishna and Balram they don't enter this room. Because if they enter this room, no one will be able to stop them. So it was decided that. So now the pastimes began, and it was so nectarian pastimes of Lord that Subhadra Mata, who was standing in the door, she lost all the senses and she forgot that she is there guarding the door. And Krishna and Balram came as they heard, or I didn't, they didn't hear, but as soon as Krishna and Balram came, they saw Subhadra Maharani stunned. Now, when a person becomes stunned, like if you become stunned, so your eyes become big, like this, and your hands get inside. So Subhadra Mata was hearing like this, stunned, and Krishna and Balram came. They also became stunned to hear the pastimes of Vrindavan. And that was the most ecstatic form. So when a person becomes stunned, generally he loses all sense of discrimination, and Lord was very ecstatic in that mood. He was there, and this mood of Lord, this form of Lord, that time Lord Narad Muni happened to come there, and he saw that form of Lord, and he asked that, my dear Lord, you manifest this form of yours as most merciful form of Lord Jagannath, Baldev and Subhadra to entire world. And here, by the request of Narad Muni, so the Lord appeared as Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra Maharani later. This is the same form of Krishna, Balram and Subhadra Maharani, but they are in ecstasy. They are in ecstasy of love of Vraja, Vrindavan. So that is how the form came. Anyways, I think there are many more details to it. The first 50 years of Brahma, actually, the Lord form as Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani is concealed from the entire world. So that time it is the form of Neelamaka. And the next 50 years, so currently in our universe, is more than 50 years of Brahma has passed. There is 51st year. So Lord Jagannath appeared. But that is a different story altogether. Maybe we will not have time to discuss that. So Lord Jagannath appears in Nilachal hill, in the mountain of Nilachal. So that's how the Jagannath form appears. Now, if you go in Puri, there are many festivities starting. So actually the Puri Rath Yatra is in July 11th, I think, I believe, July 11th. And 15 days before the Rath Yatra, there is Snana Yatra. Snana Yatra is the time when Lord Jagannath. So, by the way, there is only one temple in entire world where the actual deities of Lord actually come out of temple. In no other temple you will see the Lord comes. The Lord comes, but generally the Archa Vigar, I mean like the what is called? Utsav Murti. Utsav Murti generally come out, but not the big deities. Never. So that is the only temple in entire world where actually the big Jagannath is very big. If you have gone and seen in Puri, he is so huge. It's very huge. And but anyway, the same Lord Jagannath, he comes out. So now there is the Snan Yatra Mahotsav which goes on 15 days before. Lord Jagannath is brought out in the public and the Lord is bathed. And the bathing also is very auspicious and very special. So they have a place from which they take water. So there are various wells. One well is for just cooking water, one well is for washing, so like that. But there is one well which is reserved. It is called Sonar Kua. So that is reserved for just this one day. It doesn't get the water doesn't get used in entire 1 year. Only in this day they use the water from this well, and they have 108 pots of water. So 32 for Jagannath, 30 for Baldev, 28 for Subhadra Maharani, and 14 for Sudarshan. Sudarshan is the Sudarshan Chakra of Lord. So like that, 108 pots of water. And why this well is called Sonar Kua? Because there was one king by the name of Maharaj Chodaganga Dev. So this king, um, he actually built the current Puri temple that we see. So he built this Maharaj Chodaganga Dev. So when he wanted to build the temple, so he thought that it is very costly to build a temple. So he went all across, conquering and capturing many kingdoms and brought gold from various places. And this gold was stored in those time in one well. And therefore that well is called as Sonasua. But today it's not there. It was used before. So the so and the Lord will play many pastimes. So after bathing, generally what happens? So the Lord now gets sick. Yes, the Lord will get sick for 15 days till Rath Yatra. नहाने के बाद he gets fever. He gets fever, so he gets sick. So for next 15 days, the temple of Jagannath Puri is closed to public. No one can enter because Lord is sick. So they would generally go to Alalnath, which is nearby, to have darshan. But these 15 days, other very interesting fact is the Lord is not worshipped by the Brahmanas, the Pandas who are there in Jagannath temple. So he is worshipped by Shabaras. So there are two people. Actually, there is a history to it. And there is one king of forest called Vishwavasu. So his descendants, Shabaras, are actually the people who are generally considered from lower caste because they generally pigs. Yeah, they eat.
Yeah.
They eat pigs.
No, they
Not
don't
eat.
eat.
They,
It's
I
what
think
they,
they do some vidhi. I don't remember exactly. But the point is they are considered very low caste. But in these 15 days, Lord is only worshipped by them. So Lord is so merciful that He has allowed, and no one else can worship, and they give Lord various kadas and various foods to recover. And their worship is actually, if you see, generally in all temples, they have to have a very high standard of the Lord. So when Lord is eating prasadam, you are not supposed to eat. So how the Sabras worship or how Sabras treat the Lord? They treat the Lord like family member. So family में कैसे होता है? We eat prasadam together, everyone. So they sit with Lord. Lord is eating prasadam. They also sit there eating prasadam. So it is very intimate pastimes of Lord, which go on in these 15 days. So when the Lord is recovering. So once Ramanujacharya, the great Acharya of Sri Sampradaya. Everyone knows Ramanujacharya? Yes. So Ramanujacharya, he came to Jagannath Puri, and when he saw that it was normal time, he didn't come this time, but normal time also it is very spontaneous. So Lord Jagannath has a boon that always, before his hands get dried, the next batch of prasadam comes, bhoga. So therefore, always chappan bhoga is offered to Lord Jagannath. So if you go in Jagannath temple, there is a place called Ananda Bazar. Anybody went to Jagannath temple? Yes. So Ananda Bazar is a place where you find so much prasadam. And you will see all the time, you go any time of the day, you will see big pots of Lord Jagannath coming to Anand Bazar. So no one can go actually hungry from the Jagannath temple. And it is said that anyone who eats, so Jagannath is called eating God. So anyone who eats prasadam, it is said that he will go to Vaikuntha. He will go to the spiritual world. Prabhupada used to say that you can eat your way back to God. You don't have to, do tapasya and austerities. And actually, Puri Vasis, they have so much faith. There is one big sannyasi in our movement, so he is from Jagannath Puri. And generally, Puri Vasis, they have so much faith in Lord Jagannath. So when he became a monk and started doing lot of tapasya, and his mother said that तुम जो करना है वो करो, हम तो खाके भगवान का प्रसाद खाके ही जाएंगे भगवत धाम. So like that they have faith in Lord. So anyways, what I was telling, so Ramanujacharya he came and he saw everything is so spontaneous. कुछ time नहीं के कभी भी worship हो रहा है, कभी भी खाना दे रहे, कभी भी कुछ भी whatever. So it's generally temples have standards, altar opens at this time, arti at this time, prasadam at this time, closes at this time. When he saw कुछ भी नहीं है, everything is so spontaneous. And so he was staying in the night, so he just got a thought that maybe we should tell to have some standards, because he is coming from some background where generally is like standards are there. So maybe he just got a thought that maybe he should tell some standards to the pandas who are worshipping Lord. He just got a thought, and in the night Lord Jagannath came in his dream. Very special, Acharya. And Lord Jagannath lovingly gave him a slap. And he said that whatever standards you want to impose in your temples. I have a very special relationship with my devotees in Jagannath Puri. And in the morning, he got up. He didn't get up in Jagannath Puri. He got up in Kurmak Kshetra in South India. So कहाँ सोए थे वो? Jagannath Puri. Where he woke up? In Kurmak Kshetra. So that is the reciprocation of Lord. But anyways, Lord had a special mission for him. So later he discovered the Kurmak temple, the temple of Kurmak in Kurmak Kshetra. So, like this is Jagannath Puri, very special place. So, in Jagannath Puri, how the offering happens of Lord. We generally in various temples, they offer to the Lord, they set some timer, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, like that, and then they take out the prasad. Jagannath Puri is not like that. First of all, let's come to one step before. How the prasadam gets cooked. So, the Jagannath temple hai, it is called Shri Mandir. Shri Mandir is actually a temple of Lakshmi. Lakshmi is the proprietor of that temple, not Jagannath. Jagannath Mandir nahi hai, it is Shri Mandir. So, Lakshmi herself cooks the bhoga for Lord every single day, not the pandas. So So the Pandas generally they prepare prasad, they prepare all the ingredients. So they prepare big matkas. So the fire is down. एक के ऊपर एक matkas. Lord like Mother Lakshmi comes. The matka on the top gets cooked.
It will cook
First, not the bottom.
Not the bottom.
You know. So like that. And when they offer to Lord, so the panda is standing with water in his palm, not facing Lord Jagannath, facing away from Lord Jagannath. And when he sees the reflection of Lord in the water, that means that Lord has eaten. The time when he understands that Lord has eaten, and then they remove the bhoga. And when they remove the bhoga, next bhoga is ready. 56 items. Next. It never happens that Lord is not eating. Because that was one of the boons which was asked by Maharaj Indra when he actually, there's a big pastime. I don't know, he has 3 boons. One of the boons was that Lord, your hand after eating prasadam. So before the Lord's hand gets dry, the second prasadam is always comes. So that is called, so therefore, as I said, that Lord Jagannath is eating God. So he is God. And in the night in that temple, generally when the temple closes, Lord Jagannath's temple, he doesn't have eyelids. Jagannath doesn't have eyelids to sleep. So in the night, the Lord is dressed more opulently than in the morning. Now you may say, रात को सोते वक्त generally night dress पहनते हैं. In all temples, you see in our temple, they generally have less opulent clothing. They remove all the ornaments, all the flower garlands, everything they remove so that the Lord can sleep. But in Jagannath temple, they put more ornaments, they put more garlands, and more opulently they dress the Lord. Anybody knows why? Because in the night, all the devatas come to meet Lord Jagannath. It is not open for public. Special darshan, VIP darshan in the night. So therefore Lord is dressed more opulent. Still they have, once Vibhishan came to take darshan of Lord Jagannath, Vibhishan, and Vibhishan he forgot his, I also forgot some of the ornament which I don't remember. I think it was maybe here or a ring or something. So they still have that in Puri. But because Vibhishan is from that age, very big, that ring is like this much size. So therefore they have no entry in the night. Only VIP entry. Only Devatas in the night to worship Lord Jagannath and meet Lord Jagannath. Like that, there are many pastimes in which there are many devotees of Lord Jagannath who actually got very special reciprocation of Lord. So, one such devotee was Parameshki Darji. He was in 16th century in Mughal Emperor time. He was a very ugly and hunchback, but was very devoted to Lord Jagannath. He was in Delhi area, and that time the Mughal Emperor, he was a tailor by profession. So the Mughal Emperor, he brought a very fine silk cloth to him, and he told that I want 2 pillows. So the emperor wanted 2 pillows, and that was given to Parameshki Darji, who was a very great devotee of Lord Jagannath. And Parameshwari Darji was thinking of Lord Jagannath day in, day out, and he would meditate on Lord. And that was the time of Jagannath Puri, Rath Yatra. So if you see Rath Yatra now, it's there online also, you can see, it will come in July 11th. So when the Lord is brought out of Jagannath temple, so first Baldev comes, then Subhadra, and then Jagannath. Jagannath is very heavy. You will see the pandas, they are sabras who actually bring the Lord. Very heavy. They many times, give bad words to Jagannath. Hey, chal! They treat Lord Jagannath as if, apne घर का ही कोई है. And because they are so heavy, Lord, all the pandas are trying to lift Jagannath. It is very difficult to lift. So क्या होता है बीच में they keep Jagannath on some pillows, like some soft this thing, dhakalte. They push the Lord. So when this Parameshwari Darji was meditating on Rath Yatra, and it is called Pahandi Vijay Utsav. Pahandi Vijay means all the instruments you see in this thing, they are blowing instruments, and it's a big procession of Lord. So उसमें करते करते when Lord Jagannath came out and he was placed in one of the pillow, and that pillow burst open. And this Parameshwari Darji, he understood in his meditation that this pillow of Lord Jagannath is busted open. And this Parameshwari Darji had two pillows which the king had given him the order of. So he thought in his meditation कि मैं अपना एक pillow I give to Lord Jagannath. And in meditation he gave to Lord Jagannath. But when he opened his eyes, one pillow was missing. Out of the two pillows, one pillow is missing. Lord Jagannath actually took it. But now, this is the next set of problems. King बोला दो पिलो दिया था, एक पिलो ही लाया. Now what you did with the second pillow? And the king, he said that this fellow, he is a thief. So he put him in the prison and was tortured like anything. But Lord Jagannath, he cannot tolerate his devotees suffering. Lord Jagannath, he came in the dream of the king and he said, my devotee, Parameshwari Darji, he gave me the pillow. If you don't release him, I will destroy you and your entire family. So go to that devotee, worship his lotus feet and give him all respect and release him. And was released. So that like this, Parameshwari Darji, he received the mercy of Lord. There is another very great devotee. His name was Sal Beg in 17th century. So his father, Lal Beg, he was a general in the Mughal emperor of Jahangir's reign. So Jahangir is one of the very famous. You can see it, they are all real. You can see the descriptions in online also. So Lala Beg was serving with Emperor Jahangir. So that time Mughals used to capture various places. So Lala Beg, in one such place in Puri, he actually captured that place and he brought one of the lady and he married. She was Indian and a very great devotee of Lord Jagannath. But he captured her and he married her. But she was a very great devotee of Lord Jagannath. And his son, Lal Beg's son was Sal Beg. Because his mother was a very devout devotee of Lord Jagannath. So Sal Beg, he grew up, hearing all the pastimes, though he was Muslim by birth. He started hearing all the pastimes of Lord Jagannath. And in one battle, he was so much wounded, he was just about to die. But his mother said, "You pray to Lord Jagannath, and he can do miracles. He can do what no other person, no one else can do." So he worshipped Lord Jagannath, he prayed, and sure enough, his all wounds were healed in one day. And that day onwards, he said that I don't want to fight. I want to just give my life to Lord Jagannath, because of Lord Jagannath I got a second life. He went to Vrindavan and became a very great ascetic. And in Vrindavan he heard that there is a very big festival coming of Lord Jagannath, which is Rath Yatra. Because he was not allowed to go in the Jagannath temple because of his Muslim descent. So Lord Jagannath is so merciful that he comes out to give darshan for those who cannot go inside. He is the only Lord that he comes out of the temple to give mercy. When he heard that, he was fervently praying to Lord, "My dear Jagabandhu, I have no one else but your refuge, your lotus feet as my refuge. I am here 105,000 miles away from you. It is too long for me to cover. So, my dear Lord, until I come, please stay on your cart." The cart of Lord is called Nandi Ghosh. So, please stay on Nandi Ghosh until I come. And here in Jagannath Puri, the Rath Yatra was happening. And they have a tradition. So, the Rath Yatra, it starts from Shri Mandir and it goes to Gundicha Mandir. So Shri Mandir is considered as Dwarka and Gundicha Mandir is, oh, I didn't tell that past time, when I'll tell. Gundicha temple is represents Vrindavan. So the whole Rath Yatra past time is Lord going from Kurukshetra, actually Dwarka to Vrindavan. So now the chariots stopped in between, and the king, generally the chariot starts and it same day it reaches the temple. The distance is not that far. It takes few hours. Morning it starts, by evening it reaches. That particular Rath Yatra, the chariot stopped in between. And the king, because king, he is responsible, he got elephants to pull the chariot. Not one, many elephants, hundreds of elephants. इतना हाथी लाने के बाद वो रथ it didn't move. And both the king and the pandas and the head pujari, they were wondering what happened, that Lord is not going this time. And the Lord stayed in cart for days till the time Salbeg arrived. As soon as Salbeg took darshan of Lord Jagannath, the cart started. So that is another story. Like that, actually there are many stories. I think we can just discuss whole night. There is one another devotee called Dasya Bauli. He was a devotee, he was also from Lower so-called, but he was a very great devotee of Lord Jagannath. And he was not allowed entrance into the temple, but Lord had said that you take the darshan of the chakra which is there on the top. So the chakra, Sudarshan chakra, if you see Lord Jagannath temple, Sri Mandir, there is a chakra on the top. So he said that chakra is not different from Jagannath. So this devotee, he had, because he has so much love for Lord, he had offered fresh mangoes to offer it to Lord Jagannath. And he was standing outside, he was not allowed in entrance into the temple. Outside he would stand, offer like this to Lord Jagannath. मतलब चक्रा के वो आम that गायब, second mango गायब, third mango गायब. The pandas came and say, hey, this fellow, I think he is वो जो कुछ जादू टोना कर रहा है. He is just a fake fellow, and he is just trying to bluff everyone. The pandas, they went inside. They saw Lord Jagannath मैंगो खा के वो बाट जो इनसाइड ये नीचे रखा था, एंड जगन्नाथ इज ईटिंग द मैंगोस. There was another devotee. His name was Ganapati Bhatta. He came just before this Snan Yatra, and he was a devotee of Ganesh, Ganapati Bhatta, as the name suggests. वो जगन्नाथ को दिखा, जगन्नाथ कुछ मजा नहीं है, गणेश जी इज सो ब्यूटीफुल, गणपति इज सो ब्यूटीफुल, Jagannath is not so. Lord Jagannath came in the dream of the head pujari and the king, and Lord Jagannath said, "O Ganpati Bhatta, keep him here in Puri. Keep him for some days in Puri till my Snan Yatra happens." And after Snan Yatra, Lord Jagannath, he transformed in the form of Ganesh. So till today, he is actually shown you Ganpati had trunk. So like that, showed that form to Ganpati Bhatta. So till today in Jagannath Puri they have this Gajavesh, in which the Lord is decorated in such a form of Ganapati. Once, anyways, I think there are so many things. Once, so one more pastime of, because Rath Yatra is coming, this is very important pastime. Why Rath Yatra is celebrated? When Krishna and Balram, they left Vrindavan at the age of, Krishna was how many years? 11 years when he left, and he never came back to Vrindavan. So once during 1 year there was a solar eclipse. So eclipse means generally people go to holy places to bathe in rivers. So all the Vrajavasis and all the Hastinapur Vasis and Kurukshetra and Dwarkavasis, all of them, they went to Kurukshetra. Dharmakshetri, Kurukshetri, Samoveta, the same place where Bhagavad Gita was spoken. It is actually Dharmakshetra. So they went to Kurukshetra to bathe in the holy waters. And that time the gopis, headed by Srimati Radharani, were also there, came there. And the gopis, when they saw Krishna and Balram, the same Krishna of Vrindavan, but now he is not wearing peacock feather. He is not wearing, Vanamala. He is in a king's attire. He is the king of Dwarka with mukut and armor. So they said that we don't want to see you like this. We only want to see you in Vrindavan, the Vraja form. So the gopis, they started pulling the chariot of Lord to take him to Vrindavan. So that is why we celebrate Rath Yatra, because Shri Mandir is considered like Dwarka, and the Gundicha temple is considered like Vrindavan. So the gopis are taking the Lord from Dwaraka to Vrindavan. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Mora Mana Vrindavan. He says that my heart is Vrindavan. Because Vrindavan is external manifestation. But actually, we should welcome the Lord in our hearts. So for us devotees, this day is the significance that we are pulling the Lord in our hearts. We are welcoming the Lord in our hearts. So it's a very auspicious occasion of Rath Yatra that is coming. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you get ecstatic dance in the front of Lord. So ecstatically, you will see now. Next week, next week? Next week. Next week is our Boston Rath Yatra. You'll see the devotees dancing ecstatically on the streets of Boston. And how this Rath Yatra started within this month. It's another pastime. Anyways, now we have the Rath Yatra going on in almost all the big cities of the world. So when the Rath Yatra would happen in British time, so the Britishers, they would just get stunned because they would think that, see, itne sankhya mein, if people are coming in so big proportion in one place, that's a threat. Maybe people are coming for attacking or whatever. No advertisement, no billboards, no Instagram, Facebook, social media, and people will come in lakhs and crores in Jagannath Puri in that day, one day. Look, कहीं से भी लोग पहुंच जाते हैं. You see it the Rath Yatra now. So much. I went to one Rath Yatra. You feel like you're suffocated, like that. It is so many people around. Anyway, so they thought that maybe they are due to this a big force in which the people are coming and flooding the streets. So till now they introduced a word in English. You can search new word in English dictionary. Jagannath. Research the meaning of it. The meaning is force. You know, it's just doing something by very force, which you cannot avoid. So that is coming from Jagannath. Jagannath. So the same Lord, which the British actually they tried to oppose a lot for stopping the Rath Yatra. And now that same Rath Yatra is going on in London, in England. Prabhupada in 1970s when they started the Rath Yatra, there was one photo in the front page of England's top newspaper along with cart of Jagannath and Nelson column. And Prabhupada said the Britishers they tried to stop Jagannath in India. Now Jagannath has reached in UK, in London, and is competing with the Nelson's column. So he said that no one can stop Jagannath. No one can stop. He is Jagannath. He is the Nath of entire world. He is not Puri Nath. He is not India Nath. He is Jagannath. So when Prabhupada established, there is a big story also of how Jagannath came in West. And you would like to hear that. How Jagannath came in West. So Prabhupada was there in 1970s. No one had heard about Jagannath here. All Westerners, Prabhupada disciples. There was one disciple of Prabhupada. That time a hippie. Have you heard hippies? I think you know. So she went to one store, kind of a store of import store like that. So she just thought that because there were many Indian items there, she just thought that maybe I'll get something for Swamiji. She just brought one of the antique pieces and she brought and she shoplifted piece. So she came to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, as soon as he saw the black piece, Prabhupada offered dandavats. Yeah. She didn't understand what is Swamiji doing. Prabhupada said, were there also two other persons? There was Jagannath. She said, yes, yes, yes. She again went to the store and brought the other two, which is Balram and Subhadra Maharani. And Prabhupada said to her husband, he was a carpenter. Prabhupada said, please carve a bigger form of them the same. Jagannath, Balram, Subhadra. You are a carpenter, please carve a big deity of that. Deity. Jagannath mein to there is a standard procedure of how they get wood. First time when Indrajumna Maharaj he wanted to carve the deity of Jagannath, the wood came floating in the ocean, and the Lord came in dream, take this wood and carve the deities. And Vishwakarma, who is the architect of Devatas, he came and he carved the deities. And there is Prabhupada with hippies. Kaha Vishwakarma or kaha hippie? Prabhupada said, carve the deities of Jagannath, big deities. So Shyam Sundar Prabhu his name. That time he was Sam. Sam and Marjuri, who is now Malati Devi. She is there. Both of them are still there now. Very old. So Shyam Sundar Prabhu, who was Sam that time, was wondering from where to get wood. They were not getting. Sitting in the banks of ocean. And from there came a log of wood in the west. And they took that log of wood and carved the first Jagannath in US, in outside India. When Shyam Sundar Guru was carving the deity from that wood, Prabhupada said that let's go and see, how he is carving. On one hand, he was having the instrument to carve the deity. Other hand, he was having cigarette. And where to keep the cigarette? The stand was the head of Jagannath. Prabhupada was shocked. Prabhupada said, why are you, having this cigarette come between you and the Lord? That was the last day when he smoked. And he gave up the smoking. Prabhupada said, why did you bring the cigarette to come between you and Lord? That was the last day in which he smoked. So they established the Jagannath temple. Once Prabhupada was in park, they used to go for Sankirtan. Prabhupada was doing Kirtan, Sankirtan. Instead of looking at Swamiji, there were people looking behind. Prabhupada turned behind and he saw the devotees had brought Jagannath out of the temple. Prabhupada said, you are not supposed to bring the deities out of the temple. There is a way to do that. So from this year we will celebrate Rath Yatra festival. But where to get the Rath? Prabhupada told one of his early followers. His name is Jagannath Prabhu. That you carve the Rath. You see Puri Rath. They start doing it before months. The first person in West, he carved the deity, the Rath of Jagannath. Uh, Anyways, he left the world in 1975 itself. Prabhupada said that any time, anywhere, in any place in the West, in ISKCON, Rath Yatra happens, we should keep the photo of Jagannath. He in the last years, he was having cancer. He, instead of utilizing the money to treat cancer, he used for building the Rath of Jagannath. So that's how Jagannath happened, came to the West, and now you see in all the big cities, you name any big city of any country, Prabhupada started the Jagannath Rath Yatra everywhere. So the Rath Yatra festival actually is 7 days. So there is Sita Rath goes from Jagannath temple to Gundicha temple. The Lord stays there for 7 days. It is said that anyone who sees the Rath Yatra, Rathe Vamane Drishtva Punarjanma Rathate. Anyone who sees Lord Jagannath in Rath, he will not take birth again. He will go back to Vaikuntha. Rathe Vamane Drishtva Punarjanma Rathate. And the Lord says, and there is Ulta Rath. Ulta Rath is the Lord again goes from Vrindavan to Puri. I mean, like in the Sri Mandir. But there is one problem that happened. And the Lord comes back to Puri temple, to Sri Mandir. It is whose temple? Lakshmi's temple. So Lakshmi said, Kaha tha? Where were you 7 days? What did you eat in these 7 days? Lakshmi said that, get out of my house. So Lakshmi said that, no entry. So when Lord comes back after 7-8 days, the Lord is not allowed entry back in the temple. And the Lord for one night stays outside. So you can see the Lord stays outside. He is not allowed in the temple. Why? Because it is Sri Mandir. So there are Pandas of Lakshmi and Pandas of Jagannath. They are fighting with each other. Why the Lord should be allowed? The Pandas of Lakshmi are saying why the Lord should not be allowed inside. So once there is a history to that also. Once when Lakshmi Devi, I think we'll end with this. So it will become too late. So when one Lakshmi Devi, she went to the house of a very poor person from so-called low caste, Sudra. So she went because of their ardent devotion. And then Balram and Jagannath said, ऐसे कैसे अपने घर की औरत, she is going to some person's house and receiving their worship. This is not our standard. So, they said that Lakshmi, you don't come inside the temple. Next morning they got up to see that there is no breakfast. Lakshmi is only not there. Who will cook? Afternoon, no lunch. Evening, no dinner. So Balram and Jagannath, they came out and they started begging for food. Begging, they came to one house. And in that house, they were welcomed. And they were given food. And the food, it tasted as if Lakshmi has prepared. Because we can generally recognize the taste of home cooking. I think Lakshmi is only cooking. Jagannath went inside, so Lakshmi is only sitting inside and cooking for Jagannath and Balram. And that home happened to be the same home where Lakshmi went before. You understand? The same home where Lakshmi, so Lakshmi brought Jagannath and Baldev also to the same home to eat food. That time Balaram said, no, I'll say whatever you want to do, that is your temple, that is Shri Mandir, that is not Jagannath's temple, that is Shri Mandir. So Jagannath is not allowed back. Kahat, husband, where is for 7 days? One day if you are not there, you understand. As Jagannath was there, not there in the house for 7 days. So next day there is Jagannath, he begs forgiveness and there is Shonavesh avatar. Lord is dressed in gold. And then next day, Lord is allowed entry back to Shri Mandir. So that is how the Rath Yatra ends. Generally it is whole week, but here because of so many logistics we do for one day. So the Lord is brought out from temple to Boston Commons in Boston, I am saying. So we don't have a temple, Gundicha temple, but the mood is that we are bringing the Lord in our hearts back to Vrindavan, Moravan, Vrindavan. So that is the Rath Yatra. Lord stays there for some time and then we bring the Lord back to temple. So next week is the grand celebration of Rath Yatra. It starts from 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m. from 1 Cambria Street near Prudential Center. The Lord Rath goes from Boylston Street to various places and then in front of Copley Square, all the and then the Lord goes to Boston Commons. It takes around 2 hours, and after that we have many tents, cultural performances there. There is free prasadam in the Boston Commons ground, so everyone is welcome to attend. Most auspicious, most merciful. Lord is very merciful. When he comes out of Rath, is there to give mercy to everyone. People are not coming to see him. Lord says that I will go out and give mercy. So please tell all of your friends, acquaintances, whoever you are in touch with, if you can just tell 2 families, 3 families, whatever, that's a big service to Jagannath. You not even know that what you are doing. Maybe you just forwarded one message on WhatsApp to someone and they came and they got the mercy of Jagannath and you don't know how much mercy you got. That's a service to Lord. So spread the word to as many people in your community, in your network, and that way we can help to reach out the mercy of Lord Jagannath to everyone. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. You wanted to? So yeah. So now we will offer flowers to Lord Jagannath.